Okay, we are rounding out the AL East with the number 2 ranked Tampa Bay Rays. They lost in the ALDS last year because they had a bold strategy of starting 3 pitchers who were basically making their debut. How about that? 100 wins, 62 losses in the regular season. They got first place. They made a lot of moves, as always. And a lot of moves. Jake, what moves did these Tampa Bay Rays make?
Your Tampa Bay Rays. How about a couple old friends? Joey Wendell, gone. Mike Brasso, gone. Nelson Cruz, that's an interesting one that we're all going to forget in a few years. Luplow, Colin McHugh, a huge season. Trev's Chris Archer, Michael Wacha, Brent Honeywell Jr., and Lewis Head on the fish now. Who they added? Corey Kluber, the Klubot, goes over from the Yankees. He's on a 1-year deal. Lefty reliever Brooks Raley, buy some stock in him because he signed a 2-year, $10 million deal with a club option, which means they believe in that guy. And outfielder Harold Ramirez to slap it around a little bit. And our first extensions note, Wander Franco, 12 years, $223 to become the face of that franchise. Trev, the pitching staff, I was looking at this earlier today, and man, a lot of Tampa Bay Rays emotions.
It's exactly what you think about when you're looking at this rotation and this bullpen. It's like, huh? But then you have to remind yourself who you're talking about. These are the Rays. They'll figure it out. They have a few injuries that I'm a little concerned with, but we'll start with the rotation. Shane McClanahan, the lefty, throws fuel. We all know him now. Drew Rasmussen, Corey Kluber, Ryan Yarbrough, our guy, and Luis Patino from the Padres, I believe. Big prospect. See if he can get it going. Behind him, Fleming. The injuries we're talking about are Shane Baz and Tyler Glasnow. Shane Baz just had surgery. He's gone. Glasnow's going to miss the entire season, I believe, as well. That's tough for them. But they do have this bullpen here that, they can mix and they can match and they can throw 2 innings. They can throw 0.2 innings, whatever it is. They can do whatever you need them to do. Andrew Kittredge, Pete Fairbanks, JP Fireeisen in my books. Brooks Raley, like you mentioned, JT Chagua, my friend, Matt Whistler, I think his name is. Aaron Sledger's also in my book. Ryan Thompson's, Jeffrey Springs, Chris Mazza. We have notes on all of these guys, and what that tells me is that they've all done something noteworthy. And I just named like 15 people in the bullpen. That is the Rays. That is who they are. The Ray gonna Rays.
Rays gonna rise.
James, tell me about I forgot Colin Pache and Jalen Beeks too. More pitchers, more notes. It's ridiculous. What about that lineup?
Below, Brandon Lau, Wander Franco, Austin Meadows, Randy Arozarena, G-Man Choi, Yandy Diaz, Mike Zunino, Manny Margot, and Kevin Kiermaier. So whatever that does for you, get your wins. Reminder, I hate the Rays.
No, you don't.
And thinking about them stinks.
It's been tortured by the Rays.
You've been tortured by them, but what's that, Stockholm Syndrome?
Tortured by them and don't like them.
Final statement.
I'd hate to be a Rays fan.
Okay.
And I sat here and said how jealous I am of Red Sox fans. So that's where it is. There's a brand of baseball I like and a brand of baseball I don't like. And I don't like the Rays. People get upset every time I do this, but boo. I don't think it's a fun watch. Boo.
Go to their baseball reference page, the team page from last year, and then go into the bullpen and then go down the ERA column and just see a bunch of guys with 2s.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean,
what is that?
They don't care about starts. I don't get it. Like Rich Hill was eating all their innings last year. He's one of the starters that could go, and they traded him to the Mets for nothing. That was funny business. If it was fantasy baseball, that would be a suspect trade. Traded him for your dude who was injured and they knew was never going to put on a Rays uniform. They just ate his money. They just gifted
Tommy Hunt.
They just gifted the Mets a starter
for salary relief, basically.
Yeah. They took on the Mets salary relief.
The Mets
But it was actually like very close, I thought. I don't know, whatever. It was weird. Walker's gone. He had 124 innings pitched last year. Glass now is still recovering, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try to move him before he starts pitching again, sans sticky stuff. I think that they probably think his value is higher before that happens. Glass is a friend, but he's very vocal about the grip and that stuff. And then they're just going to have a bunch of innings from a bunch of guys you don't know. I do like that they signed Franco a lot.
He's the face.
I hate that they got rid of Joey Wendell.
He was the face.
Yeah.
Joey Wendell. So let me go back to the bullpen and the notes saying that everyone was noteworthy. In fact, it's all one note.
Yeah.
And the note that Erica put in here, shout out Erica, Rays had a dominant bullpen in 2021. They led the AL in ERA and best FIP in all of MLB. And the only real change is no Colin McHugh.
Which was a monster piece for them.
Sure, they don't care. They don't care.
But as a multi-inning reliever last year, what Colin McHugh did was special. I mean, it took me from micro to macro. Jim, bad news. One of their prospects is a low. I know we've talked about that a lot. They've just been a LOWE factory, and their number 2 prospect, Josh Lowe, should be getting the call at some point this year.
Is it Lowe or Lau?
I don't know. I'd assume Lowe.
I think he's Lowe, and if memory serves, he's related to Nate.
Jesus. Oh yeah. He is related to
Nate and Josh. I like that. I could see Shane Baz being a hit for them. He's a guy that they believe in. If I remember correctly, didn't they give him a playoff opportunity last year? Because they believe in talent. They're high T. Trev talks about that on here. He had 3 starts during the regular season. And then I believe they rolled him out. They gave him a start against Boston, 2.1 innings, 3 earned runs. I think he was one of the guys that was supposed to be next for them. I think obviously Glasnow was supposed to be part of their formula. Shane McClanahan, what step does he get to? One of the hardest throwing lefty starting pitchers in the league. He's 20. He's going to be 25. He's been around a little bit. I think he has an impressive level. They're going to tap into something. Drew Rasmussen, Patino, always the bullpen. It's what clicks. Who's in the minors that's going to click that we don't even know about yet? They are pests. They attack your weakness. And especially when you play them in the Trop, it's a nightmare.
I misspoke on Boz earlier. I just saw elbow surgery. He got it scoped. Some loose bodies removed. He'll be back within a month. 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever it is. So he'll be part of this rotation. And honestly, I was looking at the rotation, being like, I know it doesn't matter to them if they don't have starting pitchers because this is the Rays, but you want to see some guys there, and the fact that he's going to be part of the rotation this season, it's got me a little more juiced up on the Rays. I do this every year though. I think everyone does. You look at the lineup, you look at the rotation, the bullpen's going to be good, but you can still say the floor is really low, but then you start to think about it and it's like, no, it's not. The floor is not really low with these guys. It can't be low with them. And I don't know how they do it. I was part of the organization and I don't really know how they do it.
Can I say something I hate?
What's that?
I'll let my Yankee flag fly. It seems like their role guys used to change a lot, but it's been the same. It's G-Man, it's Yandy, it's Anino, it's Margot. I mean, Kiermaier, role guy, is rude to him because he's been a heart of the team for a while, but that's been there. Yeah. I know they play the matchup game, but Brasseau's gone. Brasso and Wendell are the guys that are gone. Joey Wendell was a part of that crew that was in there regularly, but these guys, man, these guys have really bullied us as Yankee fans. It's basically a little cousin that's just better than you at a game, and they do it every time, and you don't know how, but they do it every time. Wander Franco is a big piece for me. I think he could be the star of all stars if he wants to be. He had an 800 OPS, I think, last year in his first dip. If that goes up, my goodness. Randy, the greatest ever. He won Rookie of the Year, by the way. There's a fun fact for you. Meds is really solid. B. Lau just hits homers. It's like all he does. Ray's going Ray.
Ray's going to Ray.
As a former member of the Players Union, Trev, you hate the Rays? They're kind of anti-player.
I have mixed feelings. I feel like they give guys opportunities that maybe wouldn't get them in other organizations because they do think outside the box.
Yeah, but then as soon as they're worth anything, they toss them.
Yeah, but I think you can build up your value here and go somewhere else. I think about a guy like, a Choi or a Brasso. Like they got more playing time. They'll get more playing time here than anywhere else because they really believe in the platoons. So, yeah, I mean, look, you want them to pay their people, and they just started to. They paid Wander. Maybe that's a step in the right direction for them. I don't think there's like hate there. I think you kind of just marvel at their creativity a little bit. And I spoke how I don't know how they do it. And I'll give you the only thing I can think of. And I've said this before on our shows. They just tell you that you're going to be successful because they're going to put you in situations that you can be successful. So you start to believe in that. And they do. They understand how to platoon guys the right way. So you do find yourself in advantageous positions more often than not. And, that can breed confidence. And then it's a snowball effect. So, I mean, that's what they're trying to do. They know how to develop pitching.
God. Players Union versus the Rays. I got it.
Wasn't verbatim.
I heard what I heard.
I just found out a secret part of their recipe. They expanded the rosters for opening day, which has Josh Fleming projected.
And now, I mean, they're
to be there. Only one of their pitchers would have been drafted by the Rays org. McClanahan.
Trev, it did the pause and the speed up thing on us. Did we miss anything? It looks like you're good now.
I just can't tell if you guys can hear me or not.
We can now. It was paused for a little. Yeah. It was paused for a second. We can hear you now.
I don't have anything else. I just talked about putting players in advantageous positions. That's it.
I summed it up what you were saying perfectly.
Yeah, I heard what you said. Basically, you're right. You're spot on. You crushed it right there. I mean, look, hey, this is one of the organizations where players actually come out and talk shit about. So, like, there is a little bit of truth to that.
Yeah, they're what we're fighting against. They're manipulators. They're the best manipulators in the game. It's good for winning games.
Jake's,
what did you say about McClanahan? I was trying to listen to Frozen Trev.
McClanahan is the only pitcher on the Rays org that on the opening day roster would be from the Rays. Rasmussen, Yarby, Patino, their whole bullpen are like what something they're good at is finding out guys in different orgs that aren't being tapped into and tapping into them. A Fire Eisen, a Shags. Like that,
which is development. People need to understand
right.
That is still player development. It doesn't have to be from the time when you're a baby. You can get somebody over and say, look, you do this really well, so go do that for us. We're missing, like, you're the piece here that fits. That's what they try to tell guys.
It's so funny that's the solution that a lot of teams don't have. You need to throw a changeup. Unless it's shit, then don't.
Yeah.
I'm going to send us in a totally different direction. The Tampa Bay Rays, their over-under is 89.5. I'm taking the under. I was a Rays stan last year. I believed in their formula. I spoke highly of the lineup. I still like the lineup. I think Colin McHugh was an important part of their success last year. I don't think you could just tap in and find another one of those, what he did. And I think the rest of the division got better. And with the Blue Jays now kind of being a wagon, I think the Yankees will be better than they were last year. To what degree, I don't know. I think the Red Sox are better. I think that AL East, the Rays use their party tricks. I think if there's two teams and they can kind of torment the Yankees and the Red Sox at their different perils, now that there's three, I think that's going to be too much for the Rays. I'm taking the under for them.
I'm also not taking the over.
I've been here with the Rays before wanting to take the under because I just can't imagine them to continue to be on the pace that they're on, to continue to do it again and again and again. I believe I took the under last year on them, and they just, or maybe in 2020.
I just don't want to.
It blew up my face.
I side with the players always, so I'm going to take not the over.
Trev, you took the under on 85.5 last year.
Ooh, BBD from the top rope.
I was thinking the same thing as you, Jake. It can't continue, dude. The division's good. They just did it. I'm taking the over. 93, 94 wins. I think the Blue Jays win it with 95, 96 wins, and the Rays are right behind them.
Can I tell you something? I'm jealous that you took the over.
I get where you guys are coming from because I know, what they've done to the Yankees, and I can see it.
It feels like they're a goddamn high wire act. Like the Houston success all adds up.
They are, dude.
You see
they are Nick Wallenda.
Oh no.
Oh God.
They are, dude. That's great. They stir the same emotion in me. God. Those are my parting words. You guys have any last words to say?
Raise up.
I'm wearing my Rays jersey, but the Jays are going to win the division. I'm on them.
Jays, Yankees, Sox, Rays. This is the year.
Rays, Jays, Yanks. Hot.
Stud.
Seager homer. Yankees offer Judge a contract, apparently.